All right, so this microphone, set it over there as a background. Prep. Excuse the greasy hair. It's Memorial Day Monday, and I'm a gross person. Anywho, so with the 6-speed swap done on the WRX, we're moving over to the 2005 STI. So we have this engine to potentially use as a core. To give you some background information, the blue 2005 WRX, when we bought it, didn't have an engine inside of it, but it came with 3 engines. 2 2.0s, 1 2.5. This being one of those 2.5s. To give you a little more side information, some of the tangent of information on the 2.0 liter engines. One of them was from a junkyard, which the goal was to try to use one of those 2.0s in the black WRX. So it says WRX. The junkyard engine one, we got it almost completely torn down, and it snapped one of the head bolts. I should say I snapped one of the head bolts. Weren't able to salvage that block. We tried to extract it, and it just wasn't worth it. So the other 2.0 block we had was from a JDM importer. That one I think was a 20 something, whatever. It wasn't AVCS. It was just standard timing. That one ended up having quite a bit of wear on one of the cylinder walls. More than likely from a blown head gasket, and someone let it sit with water and eventually ended up rusting. And then it just, without boring it out, it would have been worth it. And a bore and hone from our local machine shop is about $400. That being said, that's the price for a standard block. This being a Subaru block, there's a little bit more involved with it, so I'd excuse the dog barking if you can hear that. So what we ended up doing is getting another 2-liter from our boy Rob Berger. Shout out Berger Performance. But torn that apart, and did some mix and matching of all the engines. We ended up buying, I think it was like a 20X. It was an EJ20, but again, it didn't have it didn't have ABCS, but it had higher compression pistons in it. So we basically used the cylinder heads and then replaced the pistons with the 205 pistons, and everything everything ended up working out fine. But like I said, we got a 2.5 liter single AVCS engine with that deal, and unless you do some, I guess, deleting of the AVCSs or some other swapping around, we'll talk about that later if it's applicable. Hint, hint. But we can't really use it on the 2005 WRX. That already had a 2-liter engine that was good. But we do need a block for the 2005 STI. Now, the 2005 STI, like I said, we bought it, didn't come with an engine, so we didn't really have anything. So the goal for this is to see if we can use at least the block. I don't care about the pistons or the rods because we're going to be doing forged rods and pistons. I don't care about the crank because we're going to be doing a new crank. If we're going to be doing D-stroked, something came up that might change the direction of this, whether or not it be a D-stroked or a 2.5 liter. And then try to use some of the ABCSs, but really just tear this apart, see what we've got. There's some weird things going on. One of these, there's something on here that says void if warranty removed. It's like a little sticker on the block, but it's weird because it doesn't look like there would be anything there, like a bolt. I've only really dealt with older 205s, so the single AVCS game is new to me. I do have the tool for it, but I think first things first, we're going to start stripping the top of the engine off just to get some of the accessories, like intake manifold, EGR stuff, all that great stuff. But Alright, I came back with some tools. MCS cam gear, extension, impact. Alright, let's start off. We're going to start off taking off this coolant expansion tank. Start stripping off the intake manifold. See, I think most of these are going to be 12s or 10s. Yep. I was wondering if we should try to save this stuff or just throw it into a bucket. Probably get a Ziploc bag. Luckily, I have a few of them. Oh, that's an engine bag. Okay. I need a bigger bag. I gotta use a box. I'll just use this tiny bag for now. Good old Nissan parts bag. And get my pliers. Save these hose clamps too. Those clamps are good money. Oops, I think I broke that solenoid. It wasn't already broken. Go. I don't know if this is interchangeable. No, it's not because it's rear facing. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I had a soup. Oh, there it is. Box of parts. All right. That's taken off. So we're going to take off this harness back here. Make sure that's in frame. Oh yeah, that's in frame. Get you a little closer. These 10s, nope. Not 12s, they're 10s. Probably. Yep. I thought we had a parts tray, but let's keep throwing them in the bag. Alright. That's separated. Whoops. There goes my thingy. That's separated. Alright, now I can start taking off the manifold. Make sure it's not sort of. Hopefully actually, these are for the take the TGV, so let's just take the whole TGVs off if we can. I think those are 12s. Alright, TGV bolts next, 12 mils. Alright, looks like on this side we have a few more things to contend with. Actually, no. Yeah, EGR. Looks like it needs to come off. There's some EGR hoses. Well, maybe not. I think we can slip past those. So the other thing I wanted to mention about this is that because this was sitting in the back of some random, well, I shouldn't say random, but a Subaru dealership, uncovered, I'm assuming that this engine is blown, but let's see if we can figure out why. As a bonus, it's just stripping it down. Uh-oh. A longer extension for that one. Luckily I have one. It's like that fuel pressure regulator's in my way. There we go. Make sure that's out all the way. Yep. And last one. All right. Let's see. The thing we've got to do is disconnect a few electrical plugs. So we've got oil pressure sensor, crank sensor's already out, temperature sensor. Looks like this is staying on the intake manifold. Looks like we have an ABCS. Oh shit, that wire is already ripped. They're already cut. Got a shit ton of stuff on here. Looks like EGR might have to come off. There you go. And then looks like EVAP. See, I don't know if I'll be able to click those. I have pliers. Why am I not using them? That's probably why. These are the right pliers. Probably just cut this. We're not using this. Oh, there it goes. Alright. Let's see. How loose is this intake manifold? It's pretty stuck on there. There we go. That's loose. Alright, so what are we getting hung up on? Looks like some coolant hoses, which shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. This side should come up. Cam sensor. Rotate you around so you can see that a little better. We're still getting stuck on this little connector there. There we go. Or maybe we weren't. It was just the turbo inlet. Okay. So that's off. Alright. Bring you out over here. See if you can't help me figure out what's getting stuck on this side. I think it's just this hose. There we go. Before we take this off completely, get this angle on. what are we getting hung up on now? Looks like PCV hose. Just back here. There you go. And that it. That's it. All right. Taking a look here. There are D25 heads. Interesting TGV gasket. It's not really neoprene. Maybe it was at one point, but it looks almost metallic. Bends like metallic too. Not sure. Bunch of stuff. Come on. Alright. Let's see if we can't figure out this EGR stuff. So let's flip this back over. Something like that. Let's see. Still in? Yeah. We'll come out there a little bit. About like that. Oh yeah, that's good. Let's start. We won't unbolt these hoses yet. Yeah, next thing's next. Let's take off this hose and this hose. At least loosen it up. Get it unclamped. So that's not gonna fit. We're gonna have to hold that while we pull this. There we go. There's that. Again, this is all EGR bullshit. So I'll just leave that alone. Let's get EGR valve off next. What happened to my impact? Let's see, I'm still in frame. Yeah. Looks like it's going to be 212s on this side. Ooh, down goes EGR. Little EGR gasket. And EGR itself. See if anyone needs that. No, chuck that away. I'll keep the, well, it looks like these bolts are pretty universal. Alright. Next, let's get that other EGR off. I think I'm gonna have to bring it in closer so you can see. So this is held on by 10s. And this thing comes, well, no, I don't know. I'm not really sure how this is held together. Looks like it's a couple of 10s and then this EGR hard pipe over here. So yeah, let's check out that hard pipe. First, let me rotate you back. Get this in frame. See, is that in frame there? Yeah, you got a picture. You got an idea of what's going on. So, is this a 12? No, it's going to be a 14. Yep, that's a 14. Excuse me. Those are going to be 10s. That's going to be a 10. That's going to be a 10. Alright. Switch back to the turn. This one. You know, in case I end up using these heads, I probably should keep those EGR bolts separate. Get an EGR block off. Assuming the EPA isn't listening. Just kidding. Just saying EPA triggers an alert. That'd be hilarious. Not for me, but for you. Get my special pry tool in here. Yep, that's off enough. Y'all still see what's going on? Yeah. Take these off. You know what? Everybody's thing. All I need to take off now is this EGR pipe. Is it a 10 too? Yeah, it is. Looks like it is just a bolt on a stud. Or a nut on a stud. Just that. Now will this come off? Looks like maybe after taking the water pipe off. Oh. It's my EGR gasket. Alright. Let's see, can we get past all of this? Looks like we cannot without first removing this water pipe. So let me rotate you guys back over. Back around. Alright, so like I said, we gotta get this water pipe off first. There's also bolts for the water pipe, the crossover water pipe. And then put this tool back. One over here. Put that right there. Y'all remind me where it is, right? And this water pipe should... Well, I gotta get this PVC hose off too. Looks like they use that standard clamp, so we're probably gonna have to use a flathead screwdriver. So let me get one real quick. Won't do it. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, go for it. Alright, so it looks like this particular evap hose is that kind where you just, well, there it goes, a pressure clamp on there. Got to spin it. Uh-oh. Maybe let's get this other hose off. At least the hose clamp out of the way. There we go. You know what? I already have channel locks for this. But I'm too lazy to grab them. There we go. Come on. There you go. So that's that. I don't know if we'll be able to put that back on, so we'll just put it in our little hardware bag. Okay. So that's my screwdriver, not a part. Alright, let's get that other one off. So similar to the other side, one of those clamps where you kind of just pry it open. Oh, there we go. And then how stuck is this one on here? Not as stuck. Alright. Now this can come undone. Except for that clamp right there. Let's get that one off. Which you probably can't see because of that AC bracket, but trust me. There's another clamp and another hose out this way. Right now I'm trying to twist it, break it free. Nope. See, are my channel locks handy? Yes, they are. Let's see. They go wider. There you go. Yeah, it looks like it's loose now. So we can pull this out. Nope. Thing is I would pull on this with all my strength, but I don't want to cut up my fingies. There we go. Alright, so what else are we held on? Center breather. Let's get that off. Easier said than done. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can get this one off without hurting our fingies. Oh, nice. Nice and easy. And I found a few extra bolts in here. Don't know what they're from. Yeah, because all I did to take this off was the hard pipe bolts. Okay. There's that. Hard pipe off, and then EGR should come with it. So it does. And then before I forget to put back those EGR bolts, we'll throw those back on just in case we end up using these heads for something. And we need EGR deletes. A lot of leaves in here. Alright, let's get this water pipe off. We need the 10 mil. Now on the older blocks, these got really crusty water pipe bolts. So you'll just have to make sure that so I'm mixing up bolts. Nope, I got them here. So you'll just have to make sure that you don't snap them off in there, otherwise you'll just have to heal a coil, which kind of sucks having to do it to the block, but it's not a big deal. They're just 10 mils. So it looks like this crossover pipe, just lost that. It looks like this crossover pipe is going to be reusable for the STI build. The only difference is that it's got these two studs on here for the EGR, but everything else looks the same as long as our coolant connector here on our harness matches. If that does, then we'll reuse this. I'll put these back in there. Alright, now we're going to need the 14. And we're probably going to need 1/2 inch for that. I don't know if you can hear, but hear my wife singing. AC bracket. Probably go in the standard hardware bag. We have an AC bracket as well, but I don't know. Actually, do we have two of those? I think we have two. Yeah, that's for a different car. And looks like it's for, well, yeah, different car, but similar. Very similar. Definitely from a Subaru. Alright. Well, that's off. Let's. Oops. Yeah, let's undo some timing. But before we do that, let's get a 1/2-inch ratchet. And what size is the crank bolt? Is it a 19 or a 21? Ooh, not a 21 either. So it must be a 24, not a 22, right? Well, we'll take the 22 too, just to make sure. It is the 22. 22 long rifle. And this is, yeah, not too bad. I'm not sure if you can see me. Yeah, you couldn't see me, but got a crank bolt here. Just had to pull it off a different vehicle. Before we get too far on that, take these two 10s off so that we can see the timing marks. Oh shit. That's a 12. Really my 10. Ah. On the extension. Alright. Put that in the parts thingy. Let's set these back in here. Just so I don't forget where they go. Oops. If I can. There we go. Just run them in slightly. Perfect. Alright. I'll get you all lowered. Well, you know what? I bet you can see better from here. Anyway, nope. I'm gonna lower you. Alright, so hopefully you can see my finger. Yeah, there's a little timing mark right there. It's a little hard to see, but trust me, it's there. And there's a timing mark on the crank here. So you want to line that up. So I'm gonna push this in. Now, I don't know if I have spark plugs in here. So I have one missing spark plug on this side. And oh, shoot, two on that side. So we got semi-compression. Oh yeah, she's turning. Oops, looks like I went too far. And then there's also going to be timing marks. Oh lord. I don't think this engine was timed properly. Either that or I'm 180 out. Let's see. So got the crank lined up. Dot here, dot there. Cams off a tooth on that side. lined up on this side. And this one is nowhere to be. Well, is that the one? Yeah, so that should have been here. Which I don't think. I think this part moves freely, but not this one. So there's someone messed up the timing on this. Either jumped timing or flat out messed it up. Anyway, so let's get these off. These are probably going to be 8s, aren't they? Yep, I don't have an 8 for the ratchet, but I do have one of these. Assuming it's an 8 anyway. These are not on there very tight. Well, probably should have set you back up. Oh yeah, you can see. You know what? I like this angle better. Perfect. It's worth noting these things aren't too tight. Now, the other thing, oops, drop that bolt. Oh, drop that one too. Didn't drop the last one. The other thing worth noting is that I think there tends to be a little bit of oil behind these. So, in an effort to keep it a little clean, I'll put the oil pan under there. And not before I pick up those 2 bolts or screws. And align that better. Okay, no oil back there. Nice, I guess. All right, let's get. Actually, let's loosen up the timing. Yeah, let's loosen up the timing. So let's get this off. They're all gonna be 14. Yeah, you can still see. So this here is the tensioner. Alright. That's not a good sign. Let's see if we can take it off with the 1/2 inch. Probably should have took off one of the others. Alright. That tensioner has got a washer back there. Put that in our random parts. That's going to be not that. Alright. Two idlers are off. And probably leave the belt on for now. Just in case. Another idler. Man, that timing was bad. Anyway. I'm not going to reuse this belt. Well, we might. I shouldn't say we might, but probably could. Genuine Subaru. Doesn't look bad aside from like the rusty spots. Never mind, it does look bad. See that piece of the Kevlar or the ribbon or the wire or the rope, whatever it is they use to strengthen these. So that's trash. Alright, see, we can't get this bad boy off, but for that we're going to have to find our sockets, which will be easier said than done. I tend to lose stuff. see, I don't think it's quite this size. Oh, would you look at that? It is. Perfect. And excuse me. Looks like it is a 3/8 inch drive. So what I'll have to do is take my adapter off of something. Well, I lost the adapter. So you guys watching at home, tell me where I left it. There it is. Thank you for telling me. Alright, we're going to use this cam tool. And before we move too far, let's get these timing components off of here. I'm only keeping them so I remember where the bolts are or go. Honestly, I could probably put them back in the block, but who cares? Nah, I'll keep them with the timing stuff. Anyway, we're also going to need a breaker bar because these things are usually on there tight. Alright, set that there, that here. And a breaker bar. It's not flaying off our nice tools. So let's get that one out. See, are you still in the shot? Yes, you are. Still recording too? Yep, microphone's still on. Looks like it. Uh-oh. This is not the correct one. It is for this one though. So let's get that one off. There we go. Now before I do that, oops, we're hitting you. Before I do that, I want to shock it a slight amount. Not too much. Just enough so that my chances of stripping this are less. We'll go. Alright. That shocked it a good amount. Again, just wanted to loosen it up. So yeah, oops, hit the microphone. Okay, that's probably a little too much for me to be able to pull and hold it at the same time. Let's see. Slip the cam gear. There we go. Now we've got some better space. Jesus. This is tight. Alright. Well, looks like we're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. Just jam it up on something. I can get these stupid wings to align. So I don't have anything to jam it on, so see if I can just do it by pushing down. Shit. Nope. All right. Well, what about pushing down again? Let's see if we can squeeze the chest. All right. Nope. Well, the thing is on there. All right. Let's try something else. Let's try. Man, this one is on there. Nope. We need a second hand. Well, you know what? Let's jam it up. Let's crank a shot anyway. So, no. Just enough to jam this up. This is going to spell disaster. I'm not even sure if you're in frame anymore. Alright, so I got it kind of jammed up. Yeah, you're in frame. I feel like I should be wearing safety goggles for this. Oh, starting around. Oh shit. Okay, well, let's see. Got a thin napkin. Will that jam us enough? It might. Let's try that again. Okay. I think this engine stand's gonna tip. There we go. Oh yeah, that loosened up. My napkin. Sweet. Well, you saw that, the napkin saved the day. Right there, before we take that off, let's see, do we have a pry bar? Yes, we do. Now these cam gears I'm probably not going to end up using, but want to save them. We should. So what I'm doing is I'm just gently getting behind it. Looks like that might have done it. There we go. Just gently went behind it. Pry it up gently. Kind of back and forth micro movements. That one actually came out pretty easy, so your results will vary. Alright, next thing we gotta get is the other cam gear. Well, let's see, can we get this one off? Now, I'll also see if we can't lock these rollers. I don't think these brakes work anymore though. Not really. Anyway, we'll try to get this one off. Perfect. Let's see. Can we get this one out without rounding it? Oh wow, that one wasn't even tight. That's interesting. Let's get that off. Alright, could you have seen? Yeah, you could. Just jamming this back there. Just kind of wiggling it. We're not really prying. There we go. Alright. Exhaust ones are out. And then let's get this other cover off. I'm gonna put the oil pan in there just in case it leaks. It's probably not gonna leak because it'll only leak if you don't think it will. Oh shit, now that's on there. Not too tight though. Alright, these I don't want to drop in the oil pan, so we'll be careful now. Well, that one fell, but there we go. Didn't leak oil either. Perfect. This engine is dry. Not even January. Alright. That over there for now. Tools out of the way. Probably get that out of here. Maybe get my other cam tool. I think it's back here. I hope. So I have two of the same ones. I'm gonna be pissed. Okay. Smell good. Okay, it's not what I want. Oh, there it is. Hung up. Just like it's supposed to be. There we go. Can we fit through here? Nice. Alright. Went back one way, came back the other way. Let's see, is this tool the right tool? Come on. Looks like they are slightly offset. There we go. Perfect. That's on there. Like that. Let's see, can we get this in here without it rounding? On this one. There we go. Get out of the way of the camera. Are you trying to see me? Alright, leave that on temporarily. Just let the cam gear doesn't fall on the floor and crack. Again, just going back here and wiggling. Never taken one of these off though, so it'll be easier said than done. There we go. Took a little bit more wiggling, but we got her. Does this have oil in it? There's some. Inside's not too rusty. The backside's rusty, but not too bad. And then I'll put this cover back on, just so we don't lose the bolt. I heard someone pull up. Guess not. Alright. That cam gear's on. Next one's next. See how hard this one's gonna be. Wrong cam pulley. Or, wrong cam tool. Alright, let me get my mug past you. Let's see if we can. Uh-oh. Okay, I might just be dumb. Oops. Yes, I was. Alright, so then this is gonna have to come back out. One more again. And I don't know if it's gonna be long enough. It'll have to be. Okay, that'll jam up enough. Perfect. Actually, it's gonna go on the back side, doesn't it? There we go. Yeah, it should be on enough. Yeah, you can see. There we go. Sweet. Go from there. We're done with the cam tools for now. Before I take that off, see, will this cam gear come off? Nope. Oh shit, that came off easy. Perfect. Uh-oh. That Allen started around in that nut. Whew, good thing I was wearing shoes. They hit me in the toe. All right. Come on, bolt. There we go. Alright, now we've got all the timing off. Probably take off that last idler. The timing covers off. Start working on some heads. Oh, after taking off these feeds, of course. But let's break it down. Let's put that back. We'll leave it here for now. Don't lose it. It's good. Alright. Take the rest of these timing stuff off. So that's a 14, so then this one must be the 12. Yep. Where's there's a 12? Sweet. Need a box for that stuff. What do we got here? 12s or 10s? Yeah, they're all gonna be 10s. So let's put this 12 back. Go back to the 3/8 inch stuff, just to make it a little easier for us. Need the adapter too, which is on the breaker bar. All right. Is that it? Nope. Still two more. Alright, this timing cover is fine. Nice. We'll be using that bad boy. And I think I bought new timing cover bolts already, but we'll save these. We got another Ziploc. Nissan Ziploc. Some good juju for the Subaru. That's an odd one. This one's not even fitting. There you go. This timing cover's broken, so can't use this one. Can't use it. That's fine. And the last idiot, yeah. So the last idiot took that off, which wasn't me, but a lot like me probably did that. Alright, you're gonna need the 12, I believe, could be the 14 now. Oh, there goes extension. See, what do we got here? Not 14s, 12s. Tensioner bracket off. And I think it's just these three. That one. That one. And it should be the. Here we go. Lost a little spacer. So we'll put these back in there. Just to hold. Now this timing cover is a little broken, but honestly it's not in multiple pieces. Could be JB welded. You know we like to save money, so we're gonna save that right now. Alright. All that shit taken off of here. Bracket out of there. Timing stuff. Alright, what's next? Let's take a cylinder head off. Probably should have checked if they drained the oil on this first. Let me see. Sounds empty. Sounds hollow, so it's probably empty, but you know how these things get. They'll get messy quick. Alright, let's bust off the ABCS oil line. Is it gonna be 14? No, 17. Or larger. Actually, wait, that stays on the head. So that stays on the head there. Let's see, do we have anything underneath or back here that we need to take off? Ooh. Let's get our bar. Well, at least for the head, nothing that I've got to take off anymore. Everything else can stay on the head. So let's get started. So we're gonna need the 10 mil. I don't think it's a 12. Or these, yeah, these are all 10s. Shit, can you still see what's going on? Kinda, sort of, but not really. Alright, let me lift you up. Oops. Excuse the perfect. Alright, start up taking off the valve cover. See how we're looking. So that's just a bracket. I don't think that actually holds it. Well, it might. We'll see. That's loose, that's loose. That one was kind of loose. Alright, let's see, what do we got? Alright, well, let's see, these are all different sizes. Only the high ones are different sizes. I don't think that holds it onto the head. Well, let's see. I don't think it would. Can't tell, but it doesn't look like it. Alright, where can we pry? That won't snap off the ABCS solenoid. Yeah, we'll just be gentle. Oh, there it goes. Oh shit, we're leaking oil. Well, good thing we've got that. And it looks like the valve cover came out quick too. I thought it did. I think I can jam in right here. There we go. Alright, behind door number 1. Valve cover looks pretty good. Pretty clean. Pretty clean. Inside looks pretty good. This cam rotates freely, so does that one. Looks pretty decent in here. Really clean, actually. Oh, that rust. Yeah, there's rust on the lobe. Let's see, what is this? Number 3, right? Yeah, furthest one is 1, so the next one there's 3. Oh, it's marked right there too. 3. Yeah, a little rust on this lobe, but we weren't planning on using these cams anyway. So we got another set of cams to go along with it. Not bad though. I bet that rust would clean up. Yeah, now that I'm scratching it, just kind of looks stained now. It came off with my nail. This is the side that didn't have rain in it though, so that's probably why this one looks as good as it does. Leave the valve cover gasket. Actually, we should have brought a trash can in here. Looks like factory gasket maker. Anyway, let's keep going. Put these valve cover bolts in with the valve cover. And are these 10s as well? Yes, they are. But I think for these, I'm gonna use hand tools. I want to feel it. Well, doesn't look like there was any issues with these heads, but you never know. Actually, let me put the pin in. Yeah, set it like that. And we'll bring you in too so you can see. Actually, you know what? We'll just rotate this. Just like that. Can you see what's going on? Yeah, so just to tilt you in here for a second. Looks pretty good. Not too rusty. This lobe right here is a little rusty there. So, but they move freely. The top one maybe a little more than this one, but that might just be because it's better oil. Maybe it had more water collecting down here. I don't know. Buckets spin freely, but we'll mess with it later. Let's take this apart some more before we start saying what's good. That's tight. That one's tight too. It's tight. Oops. These aren't as tight, but that's because they are exterior, so you won't be able to fit that. I need the 10. The 1/4" 10. Let's get that. That 8 back, so we don't need it. And 10. Yeah, these here don't go as tight just because I think they're not under as much pressure. All they're doing is holding in the seal. Well, I guess there's a cam journal there too, but by the time it gets to that, I doubt there's that much stress load on it. But whatever, what do I know? Let's see, can we? Yeah. Yeah, now that this is off all the way, or most of the way, at least loosened, should be able to take these out like that. Oops. We'll put these with the valve covers. Alright. I mean, the caps look fine. Let's see. I can't show you what these caps look like. These caps look fine. I mean, there's some scoring on there. You can kind of feel it with your nail, but you can probably polish these up fine. That'd be good. Alright. This looks like it's just oil. These are out. Oops. Let's drop that into the engine. These back in there. You might be worried that I'll drop these cams. Well, you'd be right. But, oh shoot. I do have to take this and get the cap off. So let's get the 17 then. I think it's a 17. Yes. 17 indeed. Oh yeah, there's a copper crush washer in there. And on this too. Okay. Sweet. We'll hold on to this for a little bit. We'll put it back there once we're done. I think this can come out now. So let's get pry bar. One more again. I don't really know where to pry that's safe. Yeah, maybe right there. No. Oh. Might just pry on the right there. Got all the bolts out? That's loose. That's loose. Yeah. Now we're good. Probably should heat this up. I bet heating it up will break this free nicely. Can't find my, oops, there it is. All right. Come on. There we go. There you go. I'll still see what's going on. Yep. I did there is just heat up the silicone a little. Hopefully softens it up. Make sure we don't burn ourselves. There we go. Before I take that off all the way, excuse the loud truck. Make sure it's not too hot. There she goes. That comes off of there. Put the banjo bolt back on just so that I don't lose it. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. These cam caps, tiny bit of scoring on the caps, but not bad. Pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Let's see. Get these fucking cams off. Those seals out. Throw those away. All right. These, let's see if you can see what I'm seeing. Yeah. Keep it right there. Yeah, these look fine. I mean, there's a little bit of scoring here, and you can feel it, but those will polish out just fine. These are, like I said, single. Oh, wow. I never noticed how hollow these were. Single AVCS cams. If we're going to use them on a 02 to 05 WRX, we can't. Well, I think we could if you pin a hole or maybe have these cross drilled or something. Maybe the aftermarket ones have 2 holes and then you put a dowel pin in one. But anyway, I'm not sure. We won't use these anyway. Maybe we'll keep them for a single AVCS stock car. Sell them. Who knows? Looks like these are in good shape. Here, let me set this one down. Set it down on some cardboard. Yeah, same thing with this one. Looks pretty decent. A little bit of scoring there, but can't really feel it too much. This is the one that had that rust on the lobe there. 2 spots there. They don't feel too rough though. Might want to polish those. I guess if you take them to get polished, they'll polish all that stuff too. And before we start going too crazy, we get to the rag. Dry off my hands. Water. Alright. Other thing I wanted to check is how free these cam buckets spin. Been pretty good. They're solid too. They're shimless, I should say. Look pretty good. So now we've got to get our head bolt socket. I think I've got it over here. Got that with my torque wrench. Oh yeah, that'll work. All right, how are you doing? How are you doing on battery? Here, we'll pause. Alright, the battery's almost dead, but should be okay. Hold that to the side. And let's see, where's that adapter? On the torque, or on the ratchet. I'm sure there's a pattern. And I bet it's crisscross out from in. Oh, you know what? I don't want to spill these buckets out. Let's keep them like this though. Yeah, this one already started to come out. Spinning the whole thing. There we go. It's out. Do crisscross. All right. Let's see. Are you still on view? Yes, you are. Back this up a little. All right. All these four corners should be out now. If I'm not mistaken. No. Yeah, missed this one. I think we checked. About ready to take out that second one. All right. All right. Last but not least. Perfect. Alrighty. Behind door number 1, we have a head gasket. And let's see, I'll check the underside of this head real quick. I'll show you a little later, but not too bad. Head gasket. I don't see any. Not seeing anything. Not seeing anything too bad. Don't see any breaks in the gasket. Black lines all look fine. The adhesive. Backside. Excuse me. That looks pretty good too. The lift to see another day. Just kidding. Now, fun part. Inside of this. There's like plastic in here. But honestly, doesn't look too bad. Let me spin the engine over here. See if I can. Well, let me take the other head off first. So I'll just leave the, yeah, no, I'll take that off. All right. Here, let me take you off the stand. Just wanted to show you what I'm looking at here. So semi-closed deck. So we got these here. And then, yeah, I mean, they're definitely dirty, but I'm not seeing any immediately any immediate breaks or cracks in here. The cylinder walls, they look fine. It's not like a ridge. There's a ridge of soot. So it's running really poorly. Although, did I just wipe that off? I think I might have just wiped that off. I'll have to check back in the camera. See if this was me. See that edge, how it's pretty clean? I don't know if that was just me then. If it was already clean or if I just made it a little cleaner, but how clean it looks up there. How much soot was not on there. I'm assuming this was burning a lot of oil. But it might have been just me that cleaned it off. We'll see. We'll take a closer look. We'll look at how the rings are, how the cylinder walls are. Once we get the other head off, we'll spin it, actually inspect it well. But let me put you back up. Oops. There we go. Put you back up. Get that other head off. But before you completely flip it back over, let me move this oil pan. You know what? I'm just going to rotate it. Let's take this pan out. That fell out. Alright. Yeah, everything's still good. Now, I don't love it when you're straight on, so maybe I'll move you over. There we go. That's better. Alrighty. First things first, let's get this oil thing off. This, okay. That fell off nicely. And I do have a spare, but so I don't lose that bolt. Okay, that can stay on. This can stay on. That'll stay on. Let's take the 17 off. There's a turbo. Say the oil line. This one's a bit more stiff. Here we go. Bent it a little. Just enough to get it out though. Don't worry. Actually, maybe do worry. Alright, let's take this valve cover off. Now, this valve cover, like I said, was the one that had the, I mean, as you see, the broken oil fill tube in there. So, you know what, let's just take these all off. The broken oil fill tube in it didn't have a cap on it. Sitting outside uncovered. Really don't know how, but really don't know how long, but based off of the rust on the front of it, not great. Alright, I think that's ready to come off. I'll set those down. There we go. Honestly, I don't know if you can see. Can't see because of the glare. Not too bad. Looks like it was having regular oil changes. Cams look. Well, this one's a bit stuck. Yeah. So far. I think I remember it's just this one being out of time. But it doesn't look like the. Yeah, it doesn't look like the. You really should try to spin this. Doesn't look like the valves are bent. Alright, that one's on the left, so it's this one here. So can I spin this? No? Cannot. So must be for the other side then. Alright, let's see. Actually, you know what? We might be able to spin it with one of the. One of these. These sprockets. There we go. Okay, that's not exactly where I wanted it, but man, that cam is rusty. Super rusty. Yeah, I might be able to spin that. So let's see. That and adapters on that one. You know what? Let me just get the 3/8 inch ratchet. There we go. So now, oh yeah, that cam is totaled. It is very rusty, but it spins. This one kind of got stuck, but oh, that one spins. Sweet. Probably gonna have to dack that one off. Now, there we go. All right. That cam's totaled, but it doesn't mean the rest of the head is. So let's, excuse me. Yeah. Like I said, that cam's totaled, but it doesn't mean that the rest of the head is. So let's continue taking stuff off. That doesn't feel very stable. There we go. Oops. Oh, that one definitely has water in it. You can smell the old lake smell. Not great. All right, that's off. We will will get. Where's my 10? There's my 10. So far, the bolts aren't looking too rusty, so I think we're probably fine. First cam cap. A little scored, but not too bad. Can be polished. Next one. Again, little scored, not too bad. Okay, that's loose. Now we gotta take this off. Now, just like before, I think I'm gonna heat it up. But first I'm gonna try without heating up the silicone. See if we can't get it undone. Nope. Heat it is. I'm gonna take this. Take this valve cover gasket off. That off. All right, that should be enough. Nope. Oh, there you go. You let it cool down a little bit, it looks like. Okay, let's see. These cams probably won't fly out. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. One of them's already totaled. This cam cap, or I guess assembly, I don't know if you can still see. Yeah, looks pretty good. Again, little scored, but pretty good. Set that here. This gasket out. Let's see, take this cam seal out, and let's see, this cam looks pretty good. Little scored, not too bad. Oh, has oil in it. Journals look good. Buckets spin freely. Decent. 3 out of 4 cams are good. Next cam. The journals are fine. Honestly, the rust is coming off of those lobes. Maybe not this one, though. Yeah. Maybe you'd take it to get polished, but probably just chuck this one in the trash. So 3 out of the 4 are good. Man, I left my rag over there. Maybe we'll grab that real quick. So far, so good. 3 out of the 4 cams are good. Looks like both heads are decent. I haven't really looked at the valves underneath, but pretty good. Let's see. Do these buckets spin freely? Yes, they do. There is oily water in there. I don't want to dump that before we move too far without spilling all the buckets. Yeah, let's try that. That side looks like it's done leaking. Oops. Alright, you watch this and see how much of this I'm going to leak out. Alright, so we're back with the other phone. This one's got a charge. What we're going to do now is just see if we can't spill this oil out of here without dropping all the buckets. You know, let me get some brake clean. Maybe that'll speed this along. Oof, that one's empty. Is it though? How empty is empty? Pretty darn empty. Just want to clean this up just to make it a little bit nicer to work. I'm not trying to go for clean room situation here. Some of that lake water out of here. Oh, there goes one bucket. Good thing we only lost one. That bucket, not too rusty it looks like. So whatever rust had on it, it fell off. So, where's my rag? There we go. Get that off. Yeah, this side's definitely dirty, but not too bad. Alright, before we take this head off, I think we've got to take the... Actually, yeah, all we got to take off is the dipstick. Not even take it off. Well, we probably should. Get that bolt out. Oh shit. Alright, dipstick tube is out. Looks like it's in good condition. We will reuse that. Alright, dipstick tube is out. Got that taken care of. I'm gonna get this back in here. This is for the ABCS solenoid. Alright. Things next, need the adapter and this. Alright, so we got the dipstick tube off. We got everything that needs to be stripped off of it. Next thing we're going to be working on is the cylinder head. Let me bring you in a little closer. You know what? We'll go from this angle. That's good. Alright, so we'll go boom, 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 boom. Alright. So you can remember that pattern. Well, it's spinning now, so I'm probably going to be on the other side. You still see alright? Yep. Come on. Alright, maybe I'll pull towards me then. There we go. Alright, now let's stack them off. Alright, and behind door number 2. Oh, you're getting hung up on something. Man, are these not off all the way? Maybe not. Please stand by. Behind door number 2. It's not coming off. What are we getting hung up on? These bolts are all the way through. What the hell? You're getting stuck on the hose clamp down here for the what's it called? The water pump. Alright, there we go. Oh, I'm cooling in there. Alright, behind door number 2. Yeah, so definitely ring wash. So this thing was chooching oil. But it looks like this block is savable. The cross edging looks decent. There's no rust, deep pitting. That's not bad. Looks like we lucked out. These pistons look kind of smooth though. I'm almost wondering if this... No, maybe I'm just seeing things. These pistons look pretty smooth. I don't know if they are smooth like that from the factory, but maybe they are. I wonder if they're forged. I wonder if we've got forged rods in this bad boy. Yeah, I don't know. Well, now that that's there, you still recording? Yep. Let's bring you back here. Like that. And we'll level this back out. We'll spin it. Yeah, bless me. Yeah, let's keep it like this. got no rust at the bottom. No crazy scoring. It's hard to tell without my flashlight, but actually, do I have a flashlight here? No, I don't, but not too bad. Spins nicely. No rust here. No crazy scoring here. Alright, that side's good. Oh. It's pee-peed a little. I'll fill out again. This side looks good too. This side. Yeah, well, this thing looks good. I think this will be a good candidate. Alright, well, what we'll do now is strip the rest of it off. But it's looking pretty decent. Looking really good. Really, really good. Cool. Assuming it's got no oil in it, but who knows at this point. Alright. I'll set you up so that you can see the rest of this process. The rest of this process is going to be pretty simple. Taking off stuff. Nothing too exciting. So if you guys want to check out, that's fine. This last bit, take the oil pan off. Actually, do we have to take the oil pan off? Nah, we don't have to take the oil pan off. Impact screwdriver for that, but let's take these motor mounts off. Change my mind. So it looks like this is a 705 block. Block says B25CL. Very interesting. This motor mount looks good. Not too dry rotted. Probably put that in this. Damn it. All right. Take that off. Let's get the water pump off. Hopefully there's no coolant behind this thermostat. There's not. Thermostat's trash. It says NTC, but it's got the D logo for Subaru. So now, yeah. Let me flip you guys back around. least be able to take the two front at least be able to take the two front pistons off. But let's take this water pump off next. So yeah. See where my channel locks. There we go. Okay, that one's a bit more stuck. Seems pretty loose now. There we go. Alright, now I can take the water pump off. Now, is it 10s or is it 12s? I don't remember. I want to say it's... Oh, no, it is 10s. Okay. Probably going to need an extension for this. Oh, Lord. That water pump was on there kind of loose. Just that bolt was. I'm willing to bet someone did timing belt kit on this, thinking they were going to help it. Messed up timing or did something wrong. Jump timing didn't run right. It's also burning oil. Who knows with these people? Yeah, this one is kind of loose initially, I think. And it feels like it's pulling threads. Looks clean though. Oh, almost tipped over. Alright. Let's get the 10 back on here. We can find it. There you are. 14 back off. Alright, looks like the water pump's being held on by the gasket. Did I miss one? Yeah, let's see, I got them all. Alright. Just gonna... that other water pump bolt. Alright, this water pump, aside from it looking rusty, feels stiff. And I'm spinning it. Feels stiff. Which means the seals are probably good. Water pump's probably good. But with how rusty it is like that, I mean, we could probably clean it up and reuse it, but it's not worth it. It's going in the trash pile too. We'll put these water pump bolts back in. I don't think they'll get in the way. They might of that one, but you know, let's take that piston inspection thing off first. Let's see, where do I have that set? There they are. Okay. Guessing it's this one. And I'm right. Alright. Take this one off next. Uh-oh. Now there's usually a seal, which it looks like there is. It's just kind of stuck behind these plugs. They are there. Alright, now that that's on there, or out of the way, get this here, and this just so that we don't have to bag them up and or lose them. Part of this block forever. Might even steal these for something else. Try not to ruin that surprise. So you can't see it, but inside it's one of these bad boys for the piston. It's one of the clips. That's out. Push that one, that pin out, and push this pin out. And then to get to that one from the other side, we're going to have to kind of halfway remove this block. We'll see. Alright, so since we're here, since we're already making a mess, let's take the oil pan off. Whoopsie. Alright. Those are all out, and I will put these in a baggie just because they're kind of small. I don't want to lose them. Actually, it looks like they're in pretty decent shape. Good enough to live underneath the engine. Keep those nice and stored. Alright, and I'll hit it with a block of wood so we can't get it off. We're not using this oil pan because it's already pretty well messed up. So we'll just pry it off. Well, we'll try to anyway. Yep. And if not, yeah, I know you're yelling at me, use the torch trick, so that's what we'll do. Smells like a nice Mexican bonfire. All right. Is this enough? Okay. Either prying on the wrong spot or this thing was stuck. Nope. This thing's just really stuck. I think I missed any bolts. No? Still a little toasty. Alright. Oil pan is on. It's going in the garbage too. Silicone. What do we got here? Stock oil pickup. Stock rods. They look stock. They do not look forged. They look cast. Alright. Taking her apart. Here it should be a lot of 10 mil. We might use this pickup. Might not though. Almost wonder if I should put these in a bag. Yeah, I'll put them in the pan for now. Oh yeah, there's water in here. Hopefully the mains are fine. If the mains are fine, this block is good. This block is really good. They are fine. Baffles out. Baffle. Alright, those look very stock, but it does look really clean in here. I mean, there's some water and some old oil, but most part, pretty darn clean. Now, I'm noticing it's either discoloration or there's different color sealants here. I think it might be just discoloration. I don't know if this has been taken apart before. All right. All right, let's take the oil pan or oil pump off. I think that's on by some 10s as well, but in order to do that, gotta take this bad boy off. Now, hopefully, this sprocket comes off. If not, we're just gonna have to figure something out. It might halt us. It very may well halt us. Uh-oh. Broke off a tooth. That's not a good start. Oh, broke off another one. Double bad start. Oh, there it goes. She's rusty, and I broke off a few teeth, so garbage. And these are probably for the timing cover. I don't really remember. All right. Down goes crowbar. Crowbar, pry, whatever. Yeah, this crank snout's pretty rusty, but probably won't use it. Alright, let's see. Will this pan come off easily? Looks like it. Ooh, there goes the oil. There we go. Nice. Oil pump. At least on the outside, looks good. Doesn't look rusty. None of these are loose, it looks like. This probably be reused. Almost looks like I said, it doesn't look like there was much trash in this engine. Not too bad, at least. Hi. Oh, you look cute, girl.
I actually look cute.
You do. Is this still recording? Yeah, let me pause. All right. Oh. Yeah, I think so. I needed some nuts. Do you think you're gonna be able to help me carry this, Uppy? Just to like lower it on the ground. Yeah, if you can. Let me see if I can't do it alone. Okay.
Just don't let it touch my outfit.
Try not to. Get this relocated. I will call you back over for helping. For now, I think we're good. Thank you. Uh-oh. What'd you do?
I strapped my gloves.
You broke your glove.
No, I put them on the box, but then it just slid right off onto the ground. But it's okay.
Okay. Probably get the... Oh, yeah, I forgot. This one is a 14. Alright, we're gonna do something slightly sketchy. Which is that. I'm gonna try it so you don't have to, Uppy. I will be your guinea pig. Oops.
Mark, stop banging on the window.
Alright. You ready, Uppy? Yep. Hopefully this works. I don't know if the camera can see what I just did. They didn't see what I just did, but hopefully this works.
What did you do?
Come on. You coming or what? We're putting the engine back on the stand. See how I moved it? I have no idea yet. Thinking about leaning it like this. And then we pick it up from those bolts just like before. So you're going to have to go from that side and try to not slip on the oil. So you're going to have to pick up, walk around, and then back that way.
You did?
Yep. See what I did?
Yeah, you made it. Bottom max.
Yep. Yeah, the camera sees that. The camera can see that. But I did it so that I can access the rear thingies. Oh, this got some lever to it. Oh man, shit's heavy. This is not very safe. Huh? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't. But who knows? They won't remember your name, Uppy, unless you do something cool. Perfect. Check it out, Uppy. Oh, the only downside with this is I can't split the case heads. But that'll be okay.
That'll be a problem for future.
Yes. Still recording? Yeah. Not super high though. Perfect. All just gotta get my impact screwdriver. You remember where I left my hammer? Oh, never mind. I see it. Thank you. Excuse me. Down goes the thingy. All right. I've got the rear inspection cover off. Now I've got to somehow hit another pin. I have to rotate the engine a little. So I don't think I can get to it straight. Or maybe. Oh. There's one pin out. All right. Now we need the crank bolt. Now I don't remember where I left it. Ah, there it is. All right. Before I spin that, let me get that other cover off. I think this one is just an Allen. So we'll try to get it out without rounding it off, of course. But easier said than done. All right. What's in there? It's 14 back. Uh-oh. That's not coming undone. Oh, shit. So that's a 1/2 inch adapter. Where's my impact? There it is. All right. I either need a 1/4 inch adapter. We find the 3/8 size, which is probably one of these. Perfect. No, not starting around. So we'll use the napkin again. There. That's what we're working back here for a while. Let's bring it back. Got this inspection cover off. Now we got to take this one off. Use this napkin method again. Yep, it's just rounding it now. Well, rounded that one. That one came out. That one's coming out too. These look like they have Loctite on them. At least that one did. Yeah. Well, there go those. I don't know if I'm going to be reusing this style. Shit. This style of fastener seems more delicate than the Phillips head. We'll see. This one's gonna round too. There it goes. Almost close to rounding. Let's see if we can't get this one just by giving it some good old wax. It's completely stripped out now. See if we can't wedge a Torx bit in there. Well, we don't have a correct one for that. Well, that'll work. All right. That ring came off. All right. Now we just got to push out that other cylinder or pin. Nope, missed it. There we go. All right. Set that there. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is spin the crank to top dead center. And then bottom dead center. Well, maybe I can spin back the other way. Nope, we're getting jammed. So that's that. So what we're going to do is try to spin. Yeah, let's see if I can position you. Set you back to the other side so you can see. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to spin these pistons while pushing them down. And what it'll do is if we're lucky, it'll jam them up. I can get enough spin on it, which doesn't look like I got enough on that one. There's not enough to grab on this one. And then we spin this. There you go. So from that end, push this piston out. And pretty good. Minimal scuffing. Rings seem like they're spinning fine. Top ring is retained. The top ring of the oil ring is retained, which is good. Piston rings seem fine. They're definitely OEM. Good. So this piston rather, is married to this one. It looks like it has the number 2 on it, so they're marked. And of course, I got this one dirty, so it's not going to go back in, but it's marked with the number 2 on it. So I'll just set that in here. Set these aside for now. And I'll try to pull the other one out the rest of the way. Don't know if I'll have the finger strength for that. So let me go back. Okay. Let me see if I can spin some more. There we go. Pull that all the way. This one has a number 2 mark on it too, so that's telling me that these aren't labeled, but let's see if you can see what I'm showing here. But yeah, the coating on the skirt's not too scratched up. It actually looks pretty decent. Both sides. We'll have to clean it really to inspect it well, but I'm not seeing any cracked ringlands or... well, this piston ring seems like it's not really sliding too well. Neither is the top ring, so we might... Yeah, that top ring's kind of stuck in there. I don't know if it's just gummy or what, but that top ring's pretty stuck. We might have some detonation issues. This piston. It's pretty gummed up in there. Interesting. Alright. So it looks like that was 1. So this one here is 1. The other one there is 2. So we'll set them up over here. 1 and 2. Now I get to work on 3 and 4. Before we do that, let's get the pins back out. So let's rotate this back to bottom dead center. And just like at the front, there are a couple of C-clips, circlips we have to pull out of each piston. Just like the front, so if you can't see, it's fine. Not that different. This side's a little bit deeper, but standard needle nose pliers will get it out. So now, get our long screwdriver again. And we're going to aim for the back of that pin. There we go. I may not be on it. Okay, it's pushing out, but it's getting jammed. So I'm going to have to rotate this just a little. Right there's good. She's coming. Nope. Down goes pin. All right. Let's get this one over here. Perfect. And that pin is out now too. And we didn't drop it. Just like before, rotate it top, back there. Push there. And take that back together. We're getting jammed on something. And we're getting jammed up. Can I reach this other one? No. There we are. Let's see if that's enough. There we go. Other one didn't, on the other side didn't come out, but we won't worry too much about it. So this being on this side, that one is number 4, the rearmost one. See, piston rings spin freely, not too much scoring on the side skirt. Bearings on the piston look fine. This being number 2, so that, it's number 4. On the 2 side, that there. Alright, let's push back the other way. Nope. Let's see if we can't spin this release. Man, this one just doesn't want to come out. Can't get it out. Let's try again. Okay, I think I got a spin on it this time. No? Yeah, let's try it with a rag. There we go. Come on. There we go. Come on. Alright, so this one has a little more scuffing, but nothing too rough. Again, this top piston ring is kind of stuck. Again, don't know if it's gummed up or detonation related issues. I'm not seeing any cracking or fracturing, but again, they're dirty, so I can't really inspect it too well. That on that other side is cylinder number 3. Alright, so that's that. This baby can come apart now. Well, looks like I got that bolt loose. You ruined that cover, but we got it on. That's going in the trash pile too. Alright, all that's left now are the case bolts. This puppy will be home free. Hey Opie, is this a song of the Flow Rida? Or a cover of the Flow Rida? Not Flow Rida. Glorilla?
I don't know.
Really?
It sounds like that one with the meme of the guy.
It was a joke. I know it's not a cover. It's the original. The dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the spooky mask.
Yeah.
Jason?
Mike Myers.
Mike.
Michael Myers, I mean, not Mike Myers. Mike Myers is the Austin Powers guy. Pistons are out, Uppy.
Nice.
Was not strong enough to hold it. But we're good.
You okay?
Yeah. It just took my microphone.
It took your microphone.
It like flung it off me.
What?
It flung it off me.
How?
The handle to spin the crank or spin the engine. No, I mean, not really. All right, and we're back. Yep. Alright. Case bolts are next.
Uh-oh. I might not have the right size socket.
I think it's a 12. A 12 point. We're going to open the Sentra. Alright, so there's probably a lot you didn't see because I thought I hit the record button and I didn't. But got the case bolts all out. Got it off the engine stand. All we have to do now is beat it apart, pull the crankshaft out, and should be set. So let's take these head bolts back out. Alright, let's take this engine stand. Alright, engine stand thing is off. Perfect. Alright. Now we just gotta hammer this off. Let's see which side will be easier. Don't know quite yet, so let's stand it up. Oops. Alright. See if we can get the pry bar in there. Do some work. There we go. This side is loose. Just gotta get the other side. See, I'll rotate this over. And I'll try to pull gently. Oh yeah, it's coming up. That did it. All that's left now is, let's see, this front corner here. Okay, she wants to come on. Let's see if we can't hit it with the hammer a little. Yeah, let's see. It's about to pry here. No. Alright, let's roll it back over. Oh! Well, that did it. Some mains. Yeah, main bearings look perfect. Crank looks perfect too. As long as none of these rods are totaled. Which doesn't feel like they are. They should be good. Get that out of there. There we go. Here's a crank. This
number 3 rod, or number 2 rod, seems a little loose. Let's see. Not that loose. Yeah. No, this crank will live to see another day. We build that 2.5. What's interesting is it looks nitrided. It's black, but I'm sure that it is. Yeah, these case halves look good. I don't really feel like pulling these bearings out because I doubt there's any damage underneath them. We'll take those rods apart eventually, but reusable core for the STI. Great. Now, you may have seen it. You may have seen it already, but now, before I take off, there's one thing I wanted to check out real quick. And this, let's see, flip it back over. This block has some interesting stickers on it that say void if removed. We're going to take those off, see if there's anything underneath this. Okay, so it's literally just the coin that they siliconed on. That's what this is here. Not that it's enforceable by law, but it says LK, let's see, LKO, LKD? Can't really tell. LKD, LKO, LK0, whatever. Void if removed. Stuck on there by silicone. I don't know how they would tell. And it's really, even if you did, take this fully apart, you didn't have to remove them. So, I don't know what they were thinking that they would accomplish there, but that warranty has been voided, and we don't care. But other than that, yeah, this core is usable. So the STI has a solid core to work from. We'll take off this other coin. Other warranty void if removed coin. Fuck you. Now, one thing I wanted to do before ending out this video, again, it's just a teardown. One thing I wanted to show is we were going to send this block out, and we might still do that for closed decking, pin mains, line bore, and honing for new pistons, oversizing them because of the press fit, the slight interference fit, just distorts the case halves, or distorts the bore. But our boy Rob Berger, again, shout out Berger Performance, he hooked us up with this thing. Currently, it is a tool shelf, but as you can see, it's an IAG block, engine number 09552, has rod knock. The crank didn't spin super freely, so hoping that the mains aren't spun. Hopefully it's just grody in there. Piston walls look good, but like I said, closed deck. We might save a little money. Instead of sending this out to get closed deck, we might still send it out so that they can pin the mains, and so they can pin the mains, line board, and get it nice. However, we might just run it. IAG says this block is rated for 750. We might do it, but
we're only going to be able to do that if we don't do de-stroked. If we de-stroke it, I think the increased cylinder pressure is going to make it so that we need half-inch studs, half-inch head studs, ARP main bolts, pin mains, and the whole 9 yards. But just wanted to leave that off. End the video on that.
I just came to see what you're doing because I was waiting at the door for you to open the door.
The whole time?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I got the case house apart.
Yeah.
I was just showing the IAG block, and then I was going to show, or basically explain, that as long as that IAG block is fine, we're going to take these case halves and do OEM rods, OEM crank, but then do forged pistons and put it in the 2005 WRX. So I can push a little more power, not bend any rod. Franken Subaru, yeah.
Thanks, Harry, for interrupting me.
No, that was a good outro.